Start with John, all right?
Coach Shea had 12 interceptions through 10 games at Ole Miss. He's got 3 through 10 here. How much is that natural maturation? How much has how he's been used here and your staff's input had a role in that?
Well, I mean, I think all those things are factors. The fact that he makes really good decisions when he throws the ball. He throws really accurate balls. Sees the field really well. But I mean, from the first game he played here, I mean, that was really evident with him that there's not a lot of times where it could have got intercepted. You know, he just I think even commented mid-season, you know, that was the first ball I can remember even had a chance to be intercepted, et cetera. So the fact that he makes really good decisions and throws the ball very accurately is the highest percentage of why he's has more, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, I think it is right now.
Chris?
Because have had guys banged up on the defensive line for a lot of the year. Can you just talk about the job that Greg Madison's done and keeping that unit cohesive and operating at a high level?
Yeah, Greg's done a great job. They're getting a lot of contributions from a lot of guys in the defensive line, and Chase has been a stalwart, no question about it. Rashawn had defensive player of the defensive lineman of the week this week. Great having him back in the lineup. Kwity Paye has done a great job. Josh Uche as well. Brian Monet's having a very good season. And Aubrey Solomon has played very well. Lawrence Marshall having his best year. So got to give a lot of credit to Greg Madison for sure, the way he's consistently does a great job coaching the defensive line. You know, there's 2 other coaches that don't get talked about as much who are doing a fabulous job, and that's Al Washington. You notice just so many good play out of Khaleke Hudson and Josh Uche. His contribution has been huge. Also, he does just a high energy coach, does a great job in recruiting. And the other is Sharon Moore, who done a fabulous job with the tight ends. The tight ends are really being coached here at Michigan. Sean McCune, the things that he does, blocking, mainly blocking. There's just nobody better that I've seen. Just talked about how he can block the linemen, he can block defensive linemen, he can block linebackers, he can block safeties. But I mean, his level of blocking is so high right now that you know, he has this ability with his back turned to the runner. So the running back's behind him. You know, he can't see, but he knows where the running back is going to end up. He's able to be engaged with a blocker and then, you know, shift his his backside, not even seeing where the running back's going, but knowing that the running back's going there. He had one of those plays in this past game that really bore that out. And Gentry, of course, is really playing well. Nick Eubanks is, you know, what a difference from last year to this year in Nick's play. So, and Sharon's done a great job in recruiting as well. It's just, you know, just really wanted to mention those 2 coaches in particular because I don't hear people talking about them that much, but really two rising stars in the profession.
You mentioned in the past that establishing a run game and that identity is one of the last pieces to fall into place for the blueprint of what you want as a team. Why is it that takes longer to develop than maybe some other coaches who come in and try to do things differently?
When did I mention that?
A long time ago. Maybe if you don't believe that, maybe I'm misremembering that.
It does seem like a long time ago. Yeah, I feel like it's really come together. The obvious reason for why would that take longer than some other things is that there's not just there's 5 guys that really are working in together. There's trio blocks, there's double teams, there's fullbacks involved, there's tight ends involved. Getting that all orchestrated and can take some time.
On the left.
Jim, what are the biggest ways that Peoples-Jones has developed this year, and really the wide receivers as a whole as well?
Well, the biggest thing is the way they catch the ball. All pass receivers, still the amount of drops is so low right now for the year. The way they're catching the ball is really good. This past game was really windy. It was tough catching the ball. I dropped 2 in the pregame, which I pride myself on catching them all, but there was those 2 drops by me and none by the receivers, which was outstanding. They continue to be really good at that. Also, the separation they've gotten in the passing game, the precision with how they run the routes has been really good. And the third thing I would point out is their blocking. They are Nico, Donovan, Grant Perry, really doing the best job that we've had our receivers doing in terms of blocking on the perimeter.
Donovan in particular, some of the steps that he's made.
Boom, boom, boom. Those 3 at the top of the list.
On the left, Aaron.
Jim, going back to Shea's decision-making, throwing the ball, is that an innate quality with the quarterback, or did you have to work with him when he came in decision-making? Have you had to work with him at all on that?
Yeah, for sure. Every system's a bit different, so yeah, there's got to be programming of reads, progressions.
Front Nick.
Jim, back to what Dan asked about the run game, everything together, that you feel like it's now all working in concert, orchestrated the way not the way you want it, of course, better, but do you feel like it's there as much as it's been at all to this point?
I kind of forgot your question. Thinking about your dog. Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog. Why do you guys?
It's a big dog, right?
Yeah. How do you know this?
I was. You were.
You walking my dog?
No, you were commenting on a running play. It was a pin and pull scheme, and I think you were taping it on your TV with your phone. And I could hear a dog barking in the background. It sounded like a big dog. Okay.
I don't remember.
I couldn't look at you without asking that.
But I do have a dog.
Without asking that question.
I'll tell him you say hi.
What's his name?
Biff is his name.
Biff.
A boxer, yeah.
Excellent.
But,
How old? Sound like a good, strong dog.
10, 11?
Wow, it's a good age. Yeah. Question?
To Dan's question about the run game and how complicated everything can be and how hard it is to get everything on the same page at once, do you feel like it's there?
I think they're doing a good job. I think they're playing well as a group and individually, each playing their best football of their careers. Ed Warner has done a great job and getting a lot of help with the perimeter blocking by the receivers. Backs are really running hard, and fullbacks doing an excellent job blocking, and the tight ends are as well. It's it's well coordinated. It's schemed up really good, and they practice and work at it, and they make adjustments, and
Are you seeing with
it's in a good gone in a
Are you seeing
good
with all the
direction.
linemen, even the second 5, do you see all of them starting to click into what they're being asked to do?
Yeah, the second 5, it's not. I wouldn't say it's humming, as well, but it's a process there, and guys are coming along well. I mean, there's a good defined second group that feel like are on track.
Back to Dan.
In the time when coaches don't always get long enough maybe to establish an offensive run game to keep momentum going and build that into the culture of their program, why did you think that was an essential thing to do here?
We've always thought that. Not just here, but other places.
Yeah, so and why is it in I guess coaches today don't have as long, right, to establish the culture of the program, keep momentum going, and build what they want to build. And if it takes a long time to build the running game, people go away from that. So why do you feel that that's an essential piece wherever you are?
I feel very strongly about it, and takes time that takes it. You know, is the time that it takes. So, cost what it costs. Feel strongly about having a good running game. Which I would like to also congratulate Frank Gore. The record he set this past Sunday. And Frank is my favorite player of all time that I've ever coached. But 14 years of each year rushing for over 500 yards, surpassing Walter Payton and Emmitt Smith is incredible, just incredible. And most of those 14 years were 1,000. He rushed for 1,000 each year. I remember his first 10 years were each 1,000. So. Maybe I still get to 1,000 this year, but just all respect to that accomplishment by Frank.
You ready for Mark?
Coach, is the lengths to which John Runyon Jr. has improved this year surprise you at all, or is that something you expected to see?
Yeah, we figured that that he would have a good year. Staying healthy was key. He had a couple of fluke type of injuries along the way, off the field injury and things that slowed him down. And but he had a really good year in the weight room, uninterrupted the entire off season, as did all of our offensive linemen. The job Ben Herbert and his staff have done, really came right on time for our team, and the offensive line benefited as much as everybody or more.
Chris?
A couple things. What catches your eye when you watch film of Indiana?
Well, they score a lot of points, and they're really good on defense. We've just always been in tough games with them. 2 ties, 2 overtime games, and then a 20-10 game here in 2016. So I've always looked at them as a really, really tough opponent. And I think the reason why, they're good on offense. They attack. They throw the ball downfield. They got backs that run hard. They've always had a good line, and defensively, we feel like we know what they do, and they are really good at covering up problems. Any kind of problem that they have, anything that the opponent's doing to them, they have calls, they have ways to get that addressed, and there's it's a big challenge. They do a great job. So.
And then, I hate to bring this up, 1986, you guys, the game before the game. Is that a cliche when you get this late in the season that, not to look ahead, maybe at the big game of the year when you get this late in the year?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Angelique?
Jim, I was just wondering, you said a few weeks ago you enjoy sitting in on Ed Warner's meetings, you learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like being in Don Brown? Do you sit in Don Brown's meeting? What's that like?
My ears. Yeah, you don't have to sit in on Don Brown's meeting to know what's going on in Don Brown's meeting. You just have to be, just within 50 or 75 feet. He's great. He brings the enthusiasm, the energy every single day. These paint peels off the walls. We got to get it repainted every couple weeks. But.
Do you learn a lot?
Oh yeah, learned so much from Don. He's, talk about, Indiana does a great job of making adjustments and having calls and fixing things. Don's the best I've ever seen of any coach, either side of the ball or special teams, that can be standing on the field, know what know what happened, how a play, hurt our defense, or had a gain, and then be able to fix it with a call, know exactly what needs to be fixed, and have it without needing to be in the press box or look at the game film after the game, and just in game, not even have to chalk it on the sideline, but be able to have a call already ready to fix the issue. And we got hit with one against Rutgers, fine play where they faked the reverse, and the way we were handling their motion in the secondary, gave up a gap and changed Chase's responsibility, changed the responsibility of the two safeties, and they ran the same play at least once more, and the quarterback ended up, or was the back, ended up having to pretty much eat it for a no-yard gain. He's the best.
Yeah.
Can I ask what about Tariq? Is he full go? I mean, is he? I don't think he got in on Saturday.
Yeah, he got in on Saturday. Yeah, progressing good. There's just fully engaged with the trainers and with him on the things that he can do. We're going to have him do and keep progressing more. Some certain types of routes we're just saying, okay, maybe that's not as good. Puts more pressure on that outside part of his foot, but he's become more confident with it, and coach has done a really good job working with the doctors and the trainers to be able to get him out there without making unacceptable risks. So.
You expect Aubrey and Quiddy back this
Yeah, as I said, I think Aubrey's. I think I did tell you that Aubrey was sick. It's cold and flu season.
Yeah.
Get your flu shots. You should get a flu shot. Dr. Chengalis here.
I just don't like him.
The experts say it's good for you.
I know, but
What about Quiddy? Hey.
He should be good. He got hit on the funny bone. Had never been hit on the funny bone before, so I think that can be scary when that first time that happens. Good.
Anything else? All right.
Thanks.